graduated a few weeks ago, and actually days ago. And I would like to thank you, Dr. Peterson, and the staff and all the teachers. Like, it's just been a wonderful 14 years. I'm just so grateful, our family, for all what you've done for my kids. My sons, both of them are successful. They've had amazing education. My daughter is on the excellence side where she's overperforming. My son has struggled throughout the years. He had special education help and support from the district, and he always thought he was behind and lacking kind of excellence. But then now he realized when he's in the real world that he actually is actually okay. Like, he's actually often feeling like, I actually have more education than many other people that I thought I was behind, so he's doing great. I came to this country 20 years ago, and I just want to tell you how impressed I am today, how many people are speaking up today. Like, wow. I came from Slovakia, from Eastern Europe. I grew up during socialism and communism, and my country has been devastated, has not been recovering very well for decades from this awful, awful ideology and awful, actually, just devastation, that many people have faced. And I just want to say, last year was such a big eye-opener for me when I got on social media, on Facebook, on school Facebook page, and got blocked from Minnetonka High School Facebook page, got blocked from Nextdoor app because of me speaking up against dangers of all what we've been talking about having politics, in our schools and interfering with our children's education. I want to say, if I could give one advice to school districts, is please train your teachers how to maintain politically neutral environment in our classrooms, because what's been happening, I think it's very disturbing to me, and I think if we can keep religion away from schools, I think we can keep politics away from schools again also. I think there's been a lot of, I agree, there's been a lot of oppression in the world regarding the racism and racial injustice, but there's been a lot of oppression in the world also in regards to political opinions. Like, people have been oppressed for their political opinions. They have been imprisoned. They have been killed. I could bring up a book of victims from my country that been persecuted for their political views. So that's why I think whether it's a religious views or political views, they either don't keep them away from school, or if you allow them, have the environment where everybody can express their views, have kids, have Christmas tree in the corner of the classroom. If you're gonna talk about diversity and inclusion, give kids 15 minutes of maybe expressing their religious practice, their religion, or meditation, or kind of promote spirituality in kids. And I would also want to mention this politicization of the school and how awful it's been experienced, and it gives me anxiety from what I've been through all my life for 30 years before I moved to this country. Like, you guys don't know how good you have it here. Like, I'm telling you, you guys have it good. Go to other countries, go to Venezuela, go to Slovakia. You'll see how many, your freedom can be taken away in one day, but it takes generations to get it back. And hear it from a person who lost the freedom. 20 years later, I'm being silenced here again. My accounts are being canceled on Facebook for speaking up and telling you the facts, because I lived those facts. I lived it, learned from it, and learned from the history. And graduation was a kind of a disappointment for me, because hearing the social study teacher talking about politically charged speech, and not hearing my daughter's name mentioned as a summa cum laude graduate was kind of disappointing for me after 14 years in the district, investing money, taxpayer money. And I would suggest that going forward, I know there's many students that perform very well, which is fantastic for the district, but maybe just mention after, you say the name and then say, the accomplishment or achievements or whatever right after, or just mention some or the best ones. So also the families can be proud and of their accomplishments, just during the practice like it was this year. And then the last recommendation I have, please hire teachers based on their experience and accomplishments, not based on identity politics, because I am Slavic and I need a representation as well. That we don't have, in the district, and should I just, go? I have some teaching experience as well, and I want representation. So should I just apply for a job to be a teacher and request that I get it just because I'm Slavic, or it just doesn't make sense to me? Then there's so many other ethnicities, Indian and Somalis, and okay, if you give each of these a job, good teachers are going to be out of jobs. Thank you again so much for listening.